This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
So, Dave, last week we had a very special episode.
Yeah.
We had our 400th episode. And we didn't mention it once.
Right.
Even though we had talked about it for weeks beforehand.
Yeah. We had the dancers.
Yeah.
We had the dancers come in. We had
We paid for their hotel rooms.
We had the sword swallower.
Oh, my God.
We had the dude with the plates, spinning the plates and everything. And we're like, oh, yeah, we were supposed to mention it. Yes, it was our 400th episode.
Whoops. Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. I actually prepared a list, and this is true, of the top 400 Cubs by career wins against replacement record.
And you were going to mention...
And I was going to go through all 400 of them.
Yes.
Because it was our 400th episode. Like, for instance, number 400, Joe Garagiola. 399,
Joe
Oscar
Garagiola
Bialeski. Huh?
Joe Garagiola played for the Cubs?
Yeah.
When?
In the mid-50s.
That couldn't have been
53, 54, 55.
Ish. But his big years were like...
But this list is going to take a long time if you're interrupting me on all of them.
Okay.
All
you
right,
know what? Instead of... Give me 274. Can you do that?
274. Okay, yes, 274.
For our listeners out there, I'm gonna be skipping a lot here for you.
Our current pitcher, Matthew Boyd, is already on this list.
Really?
Yeah, because he's having a great year.
Okay, let's skip to 3.
Oh wow, you're going all the way up to number 3. But you're missing all these great names here, Dave.
Shippy McGee,
number 3. Like for instance, I'm just zipping by Larry French at number 98 and Hippo Vaughn at number 90. All right, number 3.
Have you ever kissed a girl?
Number 3 is Greg Maddux.
Okay, right,
it's pretty good.
I like.
Yeah. In fact, he's number 28 of all players that have ever played.
Wins a buzzer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that was you did the 400 Cubs.
Yeah.
I have some 400 facts you want to hear.
Oh, I didn't know that,
And
maybe it's a good thing we didn't do this last week.
I tried to pick facts that would resonate with you.
Oh, okay. All right. More than that list that I just had?
Approximate number of speeches and proclamations by Hitler post from 1933 on after he became chancellor.
Is it 400? Wow.
Yeah. Historians estimate Hitler gave roughly 400 public speeches.
Huh.
The National Pickle Day celebration.
So, with this show, we're going to beat Hitler.
we are.
We're beating Hitler.
Well, we've already outlived him.
Yeah. Okay.
So, suck it.
Suck it, Adolf.
The National Pickle Day celebration and food historians often cite that there are approximately 400 distinct types of pickles.
For real?
Yeah, right here. Your gout.
I'm willing to try all 400 of those.
You have gout,
yeah.
Obviously. Did you know that gout is caused by elevated uric acid levels?
Yes.
And did you know that 400 milligrams of purines per 100 grams of food is usually the threshold for
I did
gout?
not know that.
Right. And I've got 2 more. Beatles' 400th live concert. Which one was that? Do you remember that?
Was that at Candlestick Park?
No, it was Hollywood Bowl.
Oh.
That was their 400th live, the very famous. And finally, I know that with your proclivity or your anti-proclivity for bowel movements, on an average busy day, Chicago's major transit hubs like Union Station,
I don't want to hear this.
O'Hare,
I don't want to hear this.
Handle approximately 400 bowel movements in a public restroom day.
Okay,
so there you go.
Yeah,
those are my 400 facts.
Well, it's a good thing.
Give me number 1 on the wins above replacement.
Roger Hornsby.
Oh, okay.
Rogers Hornsby. Yeah. So there you go.
All right, that's our 400 celebration.
It's time for our 401st Minutia Men.
The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie production on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
We flew in the Animal Kingdom guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember, he had the leopards and stuff. He was going to come in,
Yeah.
but that was always on Carson.
I feel bad. I feel bad for all those guys.
Well, let's get because we've already done half a show.
That's true.
I got a news item, which I think again is going to resonate with you as well. Here's the headline: Unwanted pregnancies surge with alcohol, but not with cannabis, study finds.
Oh.
A new study by the Society of the Study of Addiction has found that young women with a high desire to avoid becoming pregnant those who drank heavily had a 50% higher risk of becoming pregnant than those who drank moderately or not at all.
Yeah.
Right? My first question is, how much fucking money did they spend on this?
I know exactly
on this research, right?
Yeah. Right. If you're the professor, you just write "duh" at the top of this paper.
I think I'd do the smiley face.
Yeah, okay.
From a sample of over 2,000 non-pregnant women ages 15 to 34.
Okay.
Which I'm a little squeamish about the 15.
Yeah,
here,
no
right?
kidding.
They identified a subgroup of 936 people who wanted to get pregnant, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, basically cannabis, you're not getting pregnant. Alcohol, you're getting knocked up, basically. But here are some other findings, which I thought was interesting from this study. 63% of cannabis users in the study forgot what the question was halfway through the questionnaire.
So the results may not be exact.
Right.
Yeah.
29% of heavy drinkers thought Plan B was the name of a cocktail.
Okay.
41% of heavy drinkers named the Uber driver as the father on their birth certificate.
For real?
No.
Oh.
What?
So those other ones were not true either?
And 14% of cannabis users said they didn't have an unintended pregnancy simply because they never actually made it off the couch.
Okay,
right?
gotcha.
So,
all right.
But do you remember when we were in college?
I do.
You know, when we would, those 2 times we smoked pot.
Yep.
And one we didn't even get high. We just stayed and watched.
Honestly, you know how the kids these days, they've got millions of pictures of themselves from their college days.
Yeah.
And we've got like 4. Yeah. All 4 of ours are like us just sitting on a couch. And that was pretty much our college years.
And if we had the cameras on the phones, we'd have 4,000 of the same pictures of us on the couch. So
exactly. Well, I have a story for you that's actually kind of wild. This is called the Mayonnaise Wedding.
Are you a mayonnaise guy?
I like mayonnaise.
Okay.
Have you ever run a food by me that I have not liked?
Are you the guy who doesn't like Brussels sprouts?
No, I'll eat anything.
There's got to be something you don't like.
Beets. I'm not a fan of beets.
Yeah. Make sure urine actually like red, and I don't like that.
Unilever is the company behind Hellmann's mayonnaise. And this is an article written in the Wall Street Journal by Julie Wernow, who we've met. I'll explain it to you. She worked for the Tribune for a long time. We went to a White Sox game with her, and remember that David Brensilver guy?
Yeah. Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, she now writes for the Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
A month before, let's see, Hellmann's Mayonnaise is about to marry my friends, she said. A month earlier, Heather Schering and Nick Phillips had answered a casting call for chicken tender loving couples to get married for a dipping sauce commercial. Isn't that cute? Nice, yeah. In exchange for agreeing to let the brand's mascot, Manny Mayo, officiate at a Las Vegas wedding chapel. Manny Mayo, okay. Yes. The ad said one lucky couple would receive a stipend, a wedding, a lifetime of tender, loving happiness. All right. So, I mean, if you're
weddings are expensive.
That's exactly right. As their application video revealed, the couple first bonded over their disdain for a dry sandwich. Yeah. Well, I'm a sauce man, Heather told Nick. From then on, they called themselves the Saucemans. Isn't it cute?
Manny Sauceman?
Yes.
So it's okay.
Each Christmas, Heather makes a sauce-themed ornament for their tree. I mean, they're actually kind of into it.
Okay, so they're not Jews if they have a tree.
Guests and family had about 2 weeks' notice, were asked to respond with 24 hours, and they were under a tight deadline for National Chicken Tender Day. So that's the day that they got married. And 60 people came. The officiant was a giant bottle of mayonnaise, and he legally married them. Like chicken tender, dip, and chicken tenders, marriage is a beautiful union of 2 special flavors that just work together, Manny said. And the audience erupted with awe. And that is one of the strangest weddings I've ever been to. But it got me thinking.
Yeah. Parody song.
No. That would be ridiculous. I was thinking about the fact that Manny Mayo is kind of a lame
name for a...
No, it's a lame fictional spokesperson to marry you. If you're going to get married by a fictional spokesperson, don't you kind of want it to be a more famous one than Manny Mayo?
Like Mr. Peanut?
Like Mr. Peanut would be great.
Okay.
I was thinking actually the Big Boy Burger guy, because he walks out with that tray in his hand.
Could be the rings.
Could be the rings.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Go with it. You're ideating here. Go with it. I can feel
Count Chocula.
Oh, absolutely.
We now pronounce you man and wife. You may bite the bride. I'm just thinking. Mr. Whipple.
Don't squeeze the bride.
Well, how about you may now squeeze the bride?
Okay, that would be better.
Right?
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Can you do Kermit the Frog doing Count Chocula?
No, I believe we've got some others coming. Lucky the Leprechaun.
Okay.
Do you promise to give her pink hearts, yellow moons, red stars, green clovers, and blue diamonds as long as you both shall live?
Okay. Did you just hear that? That's all our Irish listeners turning off right now. Thank you for that.
What about Dos Equis? Congratulations, Bridget. You have married the most interesting man in the world.
I was worried you were going to do a...
Stay thirsty, my bride.
Okay. All right.
Tony the Tiger.
Sure.
They're great.
Sure.
That'd be a nice exclamation point to the wedding.
So you're giving $1 million idea, basically.
I am.
Okay, well, we're going to have another $1 million idea.
Okay, well, just a second. The other one.
Before you do that, why don't you give me 372 of the Cubs?
Damn, did I just close that file? I was thinking the Jolly Green Giant, but that probably is for the honeymoon.
Ooh,
right.
I see where you went.
Yeah. Number 372. Oh, damn, I got to look it up. All right, you carry
I think my wedding would be more leprechaun than giant, probably.
And green clovers. Number 372 was Jack Menifee. Jack Menifee.
They used to call him Count Jock Menifee.
Oh, very good.
Hey, we got a review. This is from Shelley from NW.
Okay.
I don't know if that's Northwest, the Pacific Northwest, Northwest Indiana.
I'm not sure.
If you're into intimate, slightly offbeat celebrity interviews filled with little-known anecdotes and a healthy dose of humor, Minutia Men Celebrity Interview is a top-tier choice.
Oh, you know what? And we've got a really good example of that today in Studio Walls.
Time now for Studio Walls.
And the words of the prophets were written on the studio walls.
So this week in Chicago history, August 13th, 1978, Tom Skilling debuted on WGN television. And for anyone who lives in Chicagoland, you know who Tom Skilling is. He's the most famous weatherman.
Perhaps a local weatherman in the country.
He might be the most famous ever. And he saw it all. And now you and I have both met him. He's a chatty man.
Well,
tell your Tom Skilling story.
I was at WGN. I don't know what it was. I think I was with Rich King.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there multiple times,
right.
and Rich King introduced me. Tom Skilling was running like down the hall, and Rich is like, "Dave, I want you to meet, Dave. What is? Hi, Dave. How does it? Hey, Dave. Would love to talk, but there's a microburst."
Exactly.
And then he just ran into the weather, and that was that dude loved weather.
He did.
And still does.
He was an innovator. He devised all sorts of the great things that we see on weather forecasts. But I asked him about the beginning of his career because it was a different time. Let's listen to a little portion of that. The way you report the weather has changed dramatically since those days. I mean, were you still like using blackboards at that time?
Yeah.
It kind of was like that, wasn't it?
Oh, we had the classic plexiglass board with flow pens that would leak. And, there's a story that John Drury was leading into Harry Volkmann's weather show during this era of flow pens. And Harry hadn't realized it. He put the pen in his pocket and it had leaked. So they're in the toss to weather with John Drury, who had just reported on a plane crash in Poland. And he turns to Harry and starts laughing because Harry's entire shirt was bathed in black ink from this flow pen. And people called and thought he was laughing at the plane crash, and that wasn't it at all. He was laughing at Harry's leaking flow pen that we had all dealt with up to that point. So, yeah, that's the way we did the weather. Either that or we had these little magnetic highs and lows that would blink. There was a polarized light shining down on the weather set, and there'd be this track on which this polarized glass was rotated in front of this light, and it sent down polarized light that made your little magnetic highs and lows appear to blink. So that was the era in which we did the weather in the 60s and 70s. It was kind of gimmicky and everything else. I ended up working with a puppet up in Milwaukee, which was not my first choice on how to do the weather. When I was going to school in Madison, my fellow students from Milwaukee would say, you know what you need? I was doing part-time weather in Madison. You need a puppet. And I said, no, I don't need a puppet. Please. But I was down in Jacksonville, Florida, working at the NBC affiliate for a year, and I couldn't wait to get back to the Midwest, and the phone rang one day, and here it was, WITI Milwaukee, home of Albert the Alley Cat, the puppet. And they said, look, the puppets came in the 1960s from a cartoon show we did in the morning, and he was teamed up with Ward Allen, who did the weather for many years on Channel 6, WITI. And they said, he's going back to the kids' show. We want a more scientific approach to the weather. But would you work with the puppet for a little bit? And the Milwaukee Journal picked up on that and published the fact that Albert the Alley Cat was going back to the cartoon show. And the mail started arriving in bags. I remember one letter in particular said, if you take Albert off, it's like killing our family pet. And literally, Rick, the mail was piled in our news director's office from the floor to the ceiling on that. So that's how I started working in Milwaukee.
It has changed a little bit. Isn't that a great story, though?
For anybody who's listening or anybody who's looking for a job or thinking about what career, find a career that you're going to love as much as Tom Skilling loved his career.
Exactly.
I mean,
as much as number 369 on my list, Germany Schaefer loved playing for the Cubs. Right?
Yes. But yeah, and we'll see Skilling every once in a while when there's like the eclipse, for instance. He'll do like a little weather. He
really is that enthusiastic. Yeah. He just loves it that much.
And his brother had another career.
Jeffrey Skilling.
Yeah, and I think at the end he didn't love that career so much.
He worked at Enron. You may have heard of him.
It ended up he went to.
I think so. The Pokey.
Yeah, he went to the Pokey. Hey, here's a story coming from New Mexico. I'm not sure we've ever done a story from New Mexico,
Ooh.
And this is going to give you the willies.
Okay.
And it's going to really give you the willies because there's going to be math at the end.
Oh, no.
Story. Okay. Woman wakes up during organ donation procedure. Now, we have done stories like this in the past, right? 38-year-old Danella.
At least she wasn't dead. They didn't say she was dead.
Well,
close.
Well, hold on. 38-year-old Danella Gallegos narrowly escaped an organ donation procedure after waking up moments before surgery was set to begin. After being in a coma since 2022. Okay, so she was in a coma for 3 years. Her family finally was going to pull the plug.
Yeah.
Okay. They were told that there's no hope.
Oh, they were going to take an organ.
They were going to take.
Like she wasn't getting a new one. They were taking her organ.
They were taking her.
Oh my God.
They were taking her organs. Her family, like I said, was told that there's no chance for recovery. Right. Yeah. Her wins above replacement has.
She's not on the list.
She's not, and she's never going to be on the list. Yeah. So just before the procedure, Danellis showed clear signs of life. She was blinking. She was moving. She was even shedding tears. But I guess there's a huge market for organs, right?
Right.
So they were going to continue with the procedure.
Oh my God.
Until the staff said, no, we can't do this.
Yeah,
right?
No kidding.
It didn't really get into what the pressure that the administrators were putting on it, but it seems like there was, just shoot her up with morphine, we'll be fine. We got to make quota.
She's not using the other kidney.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You got to.
Yeah.
So She's fine. Well, I don't know if she's
not.
They did not. They did not take her organs. I don't know if she's fine.
Yeah.
But she was clearly alive.
Still alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But this has given me another $1 million idea.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
So I did way too.
I don't even want to think about where this is going.
Just like you, how much time did you spend compiling the 400 list?
About 4 hours.
Okay, yeah. I've spent about 3.5 hours on this idea here. And because I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Organs are a big business, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. And I went through the list of the highest priced organs that you can, the value. And of course, there's kidneys.
Sure. Dime a dozen.
Yeah. Well, no, kidneys are, you get like $200,000 for a kidney.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I got 2 of them, although with my propensity for kidney stones,
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to get top dollar.
And I really don't use mine that often.
Well, and your bowels.
Yeah.
You've got a bowel of a 24-year-old.
I do.
Well, livers are
Okay. Can't help you there.
Yeah. Yours is, generally it goes for 150 to 200 grand. Yours is about $1,200.
Okay.
I went online, but and so I went through the whole list. I'm like, okay, I need my pancreas. I need all these. Fat.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Now
Wait, you can sell it?
Now your eyes are getting a little bulgy here. The average chubby guy who's 62. Let's call him Dave.
Okay.
Who let's say weighs 186 pounds.
Okay.
Or 188 pounds, sometimes 200 pounds.
Right. Okay.
Probably has about 25% body fat.
Okay.
Okay. And the vast majority for a middle-aged man, it's in the belly.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Right.
Well, you know. I'm not telling you anything that you don't
me?
know. So let's do a little bit of math here, okay?
Oh,
188 pounds. Oh, I actually use 28% body fat.
Okay.
That means I got 52 pounds of fat tissue, basically.
Okay.
Not bad.
Right.
Okay.
Who's going to buy it?
Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Hold on,
Yeah,
Jumpy
yeah.
McGee.
Okay.
Is
Sorry.
Jumpy? What number is Jumpy McGee on your list? Okay.
There's a Les McGee. He's on the list, but
What number is he?
I just saw it a second ago. Les McGee is number 354.
Okay. What's his wins above the replacement?
What's that?
What's his win?
I don't have the number. I mean, that would have taken me forever to write all the numbers. I just have them ranked.
Okay. Oh, sorry,
My
dude.
God, what am I, a monkey for your amusement?
So fat tissue reportedly can be worth roughly $1,000 to $3,000 per pound. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to say, on a low estimate, my 52 pounds is worth about 52 grand.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Right? Now, there is some distribution and mining costs, obviously.
Right.
Liposuction.
Yeah.
Okay. Liposuction costs about and I'm telling you, I price quoted, I comparison shopped. It basically costs about $5,000 to remove 8 pounds versus via liposuction. Okay.
Okay.
A little bit about $600 a pound. Okay. That's still $400 per pound profit. Okay.
Yeah. That's still
right
20,
there.
20
We are
grand,
giving you
right?
so 400 pounds times 52 pounds. Do the math.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you might say, but Dave, what happens when you get rid of all your fat? You're out of business, right?
Yeah.
No. 3,500 pounds is a pound. I'm sorry. 3,500 calories is a pound,
Okay.
basically. I went through the cheapest beer.
Oh my God. We could do this.
I'm telling you, the cheapest. Here, guess the cheapest the cheapest beer brand by median cost per case in America.
Stroh's.
Okay, Stroh's number 16. Oh my God, I've got a list here. Okay, give me another one.
Old Milwaukee.
Old Milwaukee, 12.
Meisterbrow. Do they still make Meisterbrow? Maybe not.
Nah, it's not on the list.
What's number one? I'm dying. Bush Light.
6.
Okay.
Now you're getting there. Come on.
Because I'm just thinking of what I was seeing my son and his friends drink.
Think.
There's so much pressure on
Come
me.
on. Come on. This is like Name That Tune when I was
Natural.
2. Natural Light. Natty Light?
Yeah.
2.
Woo.
What's number 1?
Oh, what is it? What could be cheaper than that? Is there generic beer? I don't know.
It's not listed.
No. What is it?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That's the cheapest beer?
Cheapest beer. per this list. Wow, you're like, that's not bad.
Yeah, I could live with that.
Didn't you have a job? Didn't you get offered a job at PBR?
I did, yeah.
And you didn't take it?
In 1986. Yeah.
Well, evidently they need a marketing guy.
I would have had to move to Milwaukee. I didn't want to move to Milwaukee.
So about $17 for a case of beer. Guess how many calories?
Wow, this is a lot of math.
Guess how many calories are in a case of Pabst Blue Ribbon?
No more guessing.
3,500. So for $17, I can gain a pound of fat.
Huh.
So I'm making, instead of $400, I'm making $383.
Okay. I think we should diagram all of this on our website, and people can follow, check the math.
Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants. Yeah. Most expensive premium beers.
It's got to be one of the German ones.
Well, Samuel Adams Utopia. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
$5,700 for a 24-pack.
Yeah, no.
Bell's Expedition Stout. Have you ever had that?
No.
$150.
Yeah, I don't do the fancy craft brews.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go. That's $1 million money making.
This is really this is a worthy show for all of the entrepreneurs out there. You got a chance to make some coin.
Can we find out how many times people have stopped it and gone back to our podcast? Because I did a lot of math here. I would imagine there's a lot of stopping and rewinding now to put down all the numbers.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a story for you. This is one of these things where I was just kind of reading the news and saw that there's a new book out about the origin of the word dude. I just thought, well, that's interesting. I've always wondered.
Well, dude is one of those words like shit, right? You can use it to, who was it, Ismo?
Yeah.
It's like you can use dude like dude.
Yeah, that's
dude.
true.
Right.
But when we were kids, dude wasn't really a big word. In fact, when I came back from Germany, I heard it for the first time. I'm like, dude, what does that even mean? And in those days, it was more of a West Coast thing. Okay. But really, the word
dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
The word has much deeper origins than that. According to these language scholars, Gerald Cohen is a professor at Missouri University of Science and Technology. The term dude was coined in New York City in the late 19th century, and it was referring to a fad among young men. I think hipsters of the 1880s, right? They were young, they were vacuous, they were effeminate, and they were drawing a bit of attention from the humorists and the cartoonists. He said this crowd had a certain way of dressing, usually over the top and fancy lads. And they leaned into this Anglophile lifestyle that was perceived as fake or trying too hard. Eventually, they became known as dudes, likely in reference to Yankee Doodle, who I didn't even realize that this is what the song is about. It's about an unsophisticated American stuck a feather in his cap.
And became president.
Well, yeah. But, stuck a feather in his cap and called him macaroni. They're basically saying that they were trying to be a dandy.
Right.
And I never caught that. Did you know that when you were? No. So anyway, they spent more than 20 years trying to come up with it, and they finally found a poem. The very first mention of the word
They found a Landex
dude.
and the Legends parody song.
This is a real poem. It came out written by Robert Sale Hill. And at the end of it, he writes, America can ill afford to harbor such deformity, and we would humbly thank the Lord to spare us this enormity. But instead of people making fun of the fancy lads, it became even more popular in the 1880s. And all of a sudden, dude was appearing all over the place. In 1883, they had a dude's picnic in Harlem where thousands of young men rushed to the park dressed in their fancy dude stuff. And I actually have some audio.
So would they be dude duds?
I don't know. But I have some audio from that special day.
In what year?
1883.
How did you get audio from 1883?
Let's just say that I'm lucky, and here it is.
Well, you should be coming on pretty soon, dude. How much do you smoke?
This will be a little demonstration of that. Listen up. That was my skull. I'm so wasted.
Yeah, we went a long way for that, but I always loved that.
Do you remember when we interviewed Robert Romanus?
Yes.
Who played Damone?
Yep.
I will never forget. First of all, he sounds just like Damone.
He does.
And I started, and we were, in our mid-50s. And he was probably, he's probably a few years older than us.
Yeah.
I immediately kind of reverted into high school.
Yeah.
Talking to Damone. It was so cool.
Anyway, so that's, if anyone ever asks you what happened, this show is called Minutia Men, and we have to give them some minutia.
And we also interviewed the tree trunk guy from the Big Lebowski.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What was his name? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
He was the guy who put the dude's head in the toilet.
Right.
Why did we interview? Oh, he was on Lost or something.
Yeah. Something else.
Mike?
I don't know. It's time for another feature.
Time now for Celebrity Potpourri with Rick and Dave.
So this is the part of the show where we... It's turned into a part of the show where people can either send us emails, they can ask us questions about celebrities, or we can tell stories about celebrities. And sometimes when a celebrity passes in the news, we pay tribute to them. And that's kind of what we're doing this week. Apollo 13 astronaut Jim Lovell.
From Chicago, wasn't he?
Died this week. Well, he lived in Chicago for a while. He was 97 years old. And if you don't know who he is, he orbited the Earth twice. Apollo 13 was that famous one that Tom Hanks had in the movie.
It was when they built the prototype out of. They had to figure out how to.
Houston, we have a problem.
Right, and that was
that's where that phrase came from. Tom Hanks portrayed Lovell in that movie, and when it came out, I was Landecker's producer, and no, I didn't write a parody song. Don't worry, but I heard that he lived in like Lake Forest or something, which is local suburb here in Chicago. And at that time, there were these things called phone books. Have you ever heard of a phone book?
Yes. You would get them every.
What's that?
You'd get them every year.
Every year.
It's this big, and then what did you do with the old phone books?
I usually had a giant pile of them somewhere
For 12 years or whatever. Okay,
right. Mark Pellegrino's the name of that guy.
That's it.
Yeah, thank you.
I was looking at it.
Yeah, no, I know you were. But anyway, I looked up in the phone book to see if Jim Lovell was in there, because John's like, we got to get Jim Lovell on the show, and I'm like, how do you get an ex-astronaut? I mean, I didn't even know where the. So I opened up the phone book, and his name was in there.
Yeah.
Called up. Hello, is this Jim Lovell? Yes. Is this the Jim Lovell from Apollo 13? Yes, it is. I said, oh, hey. Would you mind coming on the show? And he came on the show. We kind of started an acquaintance. I had him come out to one of our mini golf tournaments.
Okay.
With Minnie Minoso. Minnie Minoso. And Jim Lovell, the Apollo astronaut. I mean, Larry Lujak was there one year. The Carl Giammarisi from the Buckinghams, that sort of thing. And he was the nicest guy in the world. A little guy, because you have
to be in. It's a capsule. You
never think of it. You think of those astronauts as these really cool.
My 52 pounds of fat would not have fit in the.
It would not have. But anyway, he was a great guy, and he was one of the great men that made our space program into something special.
Well, you mentioned about just looking at a phone book for phone numbers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I've told this story before, but hey, when you've done 400 episodes, you're going to repeat a few. My dad, my sister in 70, had to interview somebody for a 7th grade or 8th grade project.
Yeah.
And my dad looked in the phone book. Jesse Owens lived like 6 blocks away from us. He was like on Sheridan and Foster. Calls up. In my household, Jesse Owens, because my mom, the affinity we have to the 1936 Olympics, my mom was in the opening ceremonies.
That was this week in 1936.
Oh. And
I know that because it came up on my Cubs site. It was also the same. He won his 4th gold medal on the same day that Billy Herman went 5 for 9 in a doubleheader. But, people know that.
You know what? God forbid you ever break up with Bridget. Don't put this on your Tinder profile. Okay, I'm just letting you know. But so, anyways, my dad just calls Jesse Owens, in his thick German accent, You could do a German accent.
Yeah.
Do Kermit the Frog doing a German accent.
No, I can't.
Kermit
the Frog.
Anyway, so my dad calls Jesse Owens. Hey, can we come over? You know, my daughter has to do an interview. He invites my dad and my sister to his apartment on like Foster and Sheridan. Sees the gold medals and everything.
I know.
Those were the days where.
Yep.
Quainter times.
You probably, if you went back to say, I don't know, 1945, and you looked in
the phone book, you could get
Peanuts Lowry.
Oh my God! I was just about to say Peanuts Lowry,
or Don Johnson, or Hank Wise. They were all on that same team, and they come up at number 316, 317, and 318.
What are the odds of that happening?
Yeah, exactly. All right, we have people to thank. We need to thank Phil Regan, number 305 on the list. We need to thank Mark DeRosa at number 282.
So where's Paul Russell on this list?
He's not on the list.
Rick Russell.
Rick Russell's pretty high. He's in the top 100.
Right. What about Bill Hands?
Bill Hands is on the list somewhere, too.
Jim Hickman?
I'd have to do searches. I mean, I don't know them all off the top of my head.
Bullshit. You know every one of them off the top of the head, but you don't.
Carlos Zambrano at number 136. Right behind Big Jeff Pfeffer.
Who was the guy that had 6 fingers? Alfonso or
Antonio Alfonseca?
Yeah, where's he?
Yeah, he's not on the list either. All right, people to thank. We need to thank our executive producer,
Tony Lasano,
who
will probably be editing a huge amount of this episode.
He won't edit out Bert Hooten, number 149. I know that. Also, let's thank Ed Silla, the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Great Talk Radio isn't dead. It just moved to a better place. A place near David DeJesus, number 141. And
was he? What about Manny Trio?
Oh, he's on the list. Yeah.
Glenn Beckert?
Beckert's in here. Sure.
Don Kessinger?
Kessinger, yep. Yeah. Basically every...
Randy Huntley?
Randy Huntley's on the list.
Fergie's got to be...
Fergie's way up here.
Is he like...
Fergie is... boy, he's in the top...
10 easy, right?
He's number 7. Yeah. Anyway, we'll be back. You know what?
we're not going to be back.
I'm going to put this list away, but I can bring it back at any time. Just request. If anybody wants to request
bring it at our 800th episode. How does that sound?
All right. We'll be back again next week with a brand new episode of
Minutia Men.
The proceeding was a presentation of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Find our other great shows on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and at RadioMisfits.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?